I can easily and without deniability that every single one of you listening to this speech has looked at their phone while driving. How long did you look at your phone for? How long were your eyes not on the road? Could you feel you putting yourself in danger? Texting while driving is an extremely dangerous behavior and leads to the primary cause of car accidents. Today, I am here to motivate you to stop texting and driving. In 2009, Car and Drive conducted a study that compared drivers while they were drunk, sober, and drivers that were texting and driving. They ran the test by comparing response times of drivers able to brake at a specific point on the track. They discovered that drivers who were texting and driving were worse at responding to the stop time than those that were drunk. Like all of you, I am just as much of a culprit of texting and driving. I found myself on multiple occasions swerving into another lane, running over the highway rumble strips, and running into another side of the road. After every occurrence, I feel extremely vulnerable and exposed to danger. I will be addressing with you all today the problems with texting and driving and reviewing some of the horrific statistics that follow the issue. I'll show you the importance of putting the phone down while you're driving and describe to you the benefits of doing so. Your text can wait, and your life is much more valuable than a quick conversation on your phone. Texting and driving is extremely distracting. There are three types of distractions. There's visual, which is your eyes off the road, manual, meaning your hands are off the wheel, and cognitive, which is not putting your mind to the act of driving. Texting and driving is a dangerous cocktail of all three forms of distraction. Texting while driving requires you to take your hands off the road to look at your phone, your hands off the wheel to pick up your phone, and finally, your mind is concentrated on responding to the text message rather than focusing on the act of driving. Texting and driving inherently leads to death and injuries. You can kill yourself. In California, Amanda Clark survived her first texting and driving incident. Amanda hit another car and flipped herself over 3 times. She survived with minor injuries. A mere year later, Amanda did not heed the warning signs of her first accident. While she was driving on the highway, she lost control of her vehicle and died in the car accident. Upon investigation, they discovered that she was texting and driving. You can obviously kill others. In 2016, Alex Mansonet of New Jersey was texting and driving when she rear-ended a vehicle at a red light, traveling at over 50 miles per hour. The stopped vehicle then hit a woman walking on the crosswalk. The woman had just recently discovered that she was pregnant. The woman in the crosswalk would eventually pass away from her injuries, and Alex is now serving 10 years in prison for her actions. Some of the statistics related to texting and driving. In 2018, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, texting and driving was involved in 2,841 motor vehicle crash fatalities. Among those killed, 1,730 drivers, 605 passengers, 400 pedestrians, and 77 bicyclists. The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes a year. Of those crashes, 390,000 lead to injuries. Simply put the phone down. Stop texting while driving. Your text can wait until you get to your destination. Purchase a vehicle with hands-off capabilities using Amazon Alexa or Siri to use a talk-to-text feature. If it is an emergency, pull over and host a conversation while stationary. Inform the people that you're conversing with that you're about to go for a drive. Some of the most largest companies and famous people have gotten on board with campaigning against texting and driving. The It Can Wait campaign from AT&T, they released a myriad of commercials showing people getting injured while texting and driving. It was an extremely vital campaign to show that a cell phone carrier was on board with not using their product while driving. It also shows their awareness of a growing issue and shows that they are also looking into solutions for their customers. Oprah Winfrey also released a No Phone Zone, which was a pledge and which received over 500,000 people signing, stating that they would put their phones down while texting and driving and no longer be distracted. There are also texting and distracted driving laws which prevent people from texting and driving, or if they do, they obviously incur fines or, in some cases, arrest. Currently, there are over 21 states that have distracted driving laws and are enforcing punishment for those caught texting and driving. So I want you all to imagine yourself in the shoes of Amanda Clark's family and having to learn that your daughter or sibling had passed away over a text message that could have waited on reading until waited and gotten a response to when they were stationary. Imagine being in the shoes of Alex Mansonet and having to get out of your vehicle and see someone laying in front of you dying because of a short-term action. Imagine getting in the back of a cop car and going to prison for 10 years. Do you think you can handle any of that? I don't wish for anyone to deal with those two scenarios. It isn't fair for any of the parties involved, and the resolution of their problems was so incredibly simple. We must all simply put the phone down while we're driving to protect ourselves and protect others. Not a single message is more important than your life. We have thoroughly discussed the data behind texting and driving and reviewed two examples of people who have met their two separate fates based off their inability to not text and drive. The data states that drunk driving is not as dangerous as texting and driving, and the stigma behind drunk driving is much worse. With increased awareness around the issue of texting and driving, the world can see a decrease in traffic jams due to the car accidents and more people making it to their destinations safely. Put down the phone while you're driving. It's as simple as it sounds. Your life and others' lives are in your hands every time you get in your vehicle. Don't increase your chances of harm. Your text message can wait.